A series that has seen it all. And now it all comes down to this. After Real Madrid forced a Game 5 in the Serbian capital, can Partizan, Mozart, Bet Belgrade bounce back and keep this miraculous season alive? Or will Los Blancos defend the home court and secure yet another spot in the Final Four? It's win or go home tonight, right here at the Wiesing. Oh, man, welcome back to the Wiesing Center, the place that most of these fans thought that they had witnessed their last EuroLeague game of the season 13 days ago. And that ended with 1 minute and 40 seconds to go on the game clock, but Madrid did the unthinkable and brought this series back here and made these boys right here travel back for a decisive 5th and final game to see who punches that ticket to Kaunas next week. Partizan comes in a bit wounded after not being able to clinch that Final Four spot in front of their home fans, but now they got Kevin Punter back, and it's a different team. Let's see if Zeljko Obradovic can be the first team to win a 5th game away. And now for Juice Mateo and his team, led by Eddie Tavares, dominated games in 3 and 4, but also are wounded as they lost one of the best players in Gabby Deck to a severe knee injury in that Game 4. Madrid has accomplished the most difficult part, but now will need to finish the task here in Game 5 in order to have a shot for their 11th title. That's it, 1 game and 1 day. But you can't forget about the other 4 games as you see your head-to-head record. 3 of those 5 victories has come this season for Partizan, as we've seen them won in round 32, plus the first 2 games here at the Wiesing Center. And I don't even know where to start in this series. We've had so many different things happen in the 4 games, and it was just so normal that we would have a 5th game here tonight. Although I'm sure a lot of Partizan fans, I was in Belgrade last week, did not want to see this game happen, but it's here and it's going on here Wednesday night, and it's going to be the last game of this season before we are to the Final Four. And we already have a couple teams that have registered and worked their travel agents over to get their tickets to go to Kaunas, and there's one right there, Olympiacos, with a 5-game win over over Fenerbahce Beko right there. And now we have the other game going on here is Monaco at home playing against Maccabi Tel Aviv to see who punches that ticket to go into the Final Four. And here we got another one pending another 2 hours or so before we figure out which one of those teams goes. And of course, Barca with the 3-0 victory over Žalgiris is the first team that made it to Lithuania, as we check out the players for both teams here tonight. And every player is going to be important. We always try to focus on a couple key players and make sure that we have the right guys in these games. And there's the one that you have to talk about, who is suspended for 2 games in games 3 and 4. Didn't get any run in those games. He's back, and he scored 40 points in the first 2 games of the series, including a monster 3-pointer at the end of Game 1 to take the victory for his team. And I'm sure he's ready to roll here tonight. And he's got himself a little rest also. And of course, the leader of this team over the last 4 games is Zach Leday, averaging 17 points a game, and give him 25 in that Game 4 performance. But Leday is going to be so important against this Madrid zone tonight that he's going to have to get the ball and be effective from inside and outside the zone. And now we head over to Madrid, and there's so many players on this team. Again, everybody's based around Eddie Tavares, but Williams Goss came up big in Game 3. There's Adam Anga coming up big in Game 4. But see who's going to come up tonight for Real Madrid. Will it be Zana Musa? And with the absence of Deck, it should be Musa who will get more time and more looks at the basket. He'll need to come up big in what will be probably his most important game in that Madrid uniform that you see him with that number 31 on, as he's averaging 11.5 a game in this series. And Mario Zonia, who went off in game 3, led Madrid that 2-point win, is the guy right there with 14 rebounds in that game and 12 points in over 37 minutes of game time. And now the head-to-head, and why not? You got to go with Tavares and Lasort, the two guys that dominate in statistics interior-wise in this EuroLeague season. You see their playoff standings right there. It's been all Walter Tavares. A 41 PIR in game 3 and a 30 PIR in game 4, leading his team to victory. And there you see the big man right there. Remember, he did not play in game 2 because of a knee injury. He went down and had to come back and play 3. Played half of the game in game 2. As you see your Partizan roster at the bottom of your screen, punter back in the lineup with Smilagic, who had 0 points in that game 4, and he's an important player to take Tavares away from the basket. You see the rest of your lineup there. Nunnally also looking to have to look to score tonight. Madrid has been playing that 2-3 zone throughout since the 3rd quarter of the 2nd game, and it's been effective. And that guy right there, Sergio Rodriguez, could be the most important player that you'll see come out off the bench tonight. As you see your roster at the bottom of the screen, Chacho has gotten progressively better. Only 5.5 minutes in the first game, 0 points, a couple assists. Game 2, played 11 minutes, 3 and 4, 18.5 minutes, and especially game 4 with 8 points and 7 assists. Chacho Rodriguez is the man for me that Madrid needs to change the pace of the game. My feeling from the beginning of this, as we look at our team comparisons, that I mean, we've seen them so many times over the last 4 games, and they don't change very much in such a short period of time. But this is a game that's all about controlling the tempo. If Madrid could defensively keep this game at 80 points or below, they got a really good chance of winning it. You see Madrid dominating on the rebounding side defensively and offensively, but that hasn't been a big factor so far. But if they can keep it under 80, I have a feeling that Madrid has a good chance of winning this game. If this game goes up in the mid-80s, Partizan's a team that has the offense to score, especially with that man right there, Kevin Punter, checking back in the lineup. We're going to see about that rest. You never know. Guys come back from that rest and they want to go out and get the game instead of let the game come to them. So we're going to see how Punter starts off the game. To me, that's going to be an interesting factor. Does he start out coming out shooting? Is he's ready to go after missing games 3 and 4 and not being there for his team? Or does he come out and kind of let the game come to him a little bit and try to take over in the 4th quarter? As now we have the introduction of the Real Madrid players to their fans. As I said in the opener, cannot believe that they're back here watching another EuroLeague game, a 5th game, because nobody thought when this game went back to Partizan that there would be a 5th game in this series. But as I said, they did the unthinkable. As Madrid's brought out all the stops here tonight with some flares and some spotlights, turning the lights out. We usually don't see that here in Madrid, but they've brought it out here tonight for game 5, and why not? Every bar, every restaurant, every place around this arena has been jam-packed since about 5 o'clock this afternoon, and people are ready to get this game underway as soon as possible. About 5 minutes and 20 seconds to go to tip-off time. One injury report for Partizan is their guard, Alexa Abramovich, came out with a sprained wrist, and he's in a cast. He won't be playing as he didn't play in game 4. And we'll see who the starting 5s are for both teams here in a little bit after the presentations. But it's going to be interesting how the starting 5s are going to be lined up here for both teams. See what Zeljko Obradovic comes up with. See what Chus Mateo comes up with here. As you got to give the experience on the floor to Real Madrid 100%. They've been here so many times, and they know what it takes. Again, I'm just giving my opinion as we see the head-to-head between these two coaches, and it's all come from this season, essentially 2-2 so far. That's their playoff record, obviously. They're 3-3 as far as the regular season is concerned. Also, they went 1-1 in the regular season, but again, if Madrid gets out to a lead here early like they did in Game 4, it's going to be tough for Partizan to come back. They're a young team and not that much experience. Madrid has the experience. They know how to play. As you see Abramovich's hand right there, all casted up. He's not able to go tonight. So that takes a little bit of a point guard position out for Partizan, which hurt them a lot more in Game 4 because Punter wasn't there. And here comes your starting five. And I had a great stat about the last 3 minutes of the game that I'm going to bring to you in a minute. You see Jan Madar, who's been in and out of the lineup. Kevin Punter getting started also. Smilagic, Papa Petru, and Zach Leday as it'll be Lesort starting out on the bench tonight. Smilagic trying to come out to maybe take Tavares away from the basket, hit that three all the way at 0 points in the Game 4. Nigel Williams-Goss, big Game 3. Anga, big Game 4. Musa being consistent throughout. Tavares dominating. And Eli Nadai getting the start at the 4 spot in the absence of Gerson Yabusele. And see what Nadai does, bringing some energy to the field. Chus Mateo decided to bring the young boy out here as a starting five. But interesting statistic I was talking about, and it's got a lot to do indirectly with Kevin Punter. In Game 3, Partizan was 1 for 8 from the field in the last 3 minutes of the 4th quarter. And in Game 4, they were 2 for 8. As we look at our referees here tonight, Boris Ruiz have taken over as our head referee. And I said 2 for 8 in the last 3 minutes of Game 4. So the absence of Kevin Punter had a lot to do with that, and so did the zone defense of Real Madrid, as they've caused all kinds of offensive havoc for Partizan along the baseline and in the corners. They've gotten the ball well to the foul line to Leday the other day in Game 4. Leday was effective with it, but they just couldn't hit from deep, and that's going to be the key. If they could stick it from 3 tonight, they could take Madrid out of that zone. They're a better team against Madrid man-to-man, and Partizan doesn't match up as well against the zone unless they start dropping those threes from deep. And unbelievably, we're back here for a Game 5. I couldn't be more excited to be back here to watch this game, to commentate this game and bring it to you. We're going to be the last game of the night as Maccabi and AS Monaco are going at it in the French Riviera on the other side. And we'll be the last ones to finish. You see Vincent Poirier right there, obviously out of the game with a calf issue that came up before the game, before the shoot-around in Game 3, which took him out of the lineup. There's Ndaye getting the start tonight as we're about to pay tribute to EuroLeague and listen to this EuroLeague anthem as both teams stand up across midcourt. Remember the last time they were on this court together, what happened, as we listen in on the anthem. I feel devotion as we are bringing you the last game of the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague playoffs right here, tipping off right at 9 o'clock in 20 seconds. We're ready to go. Real Madrid playing host to Partizan in what has been some unbelievable games. They've matched up 6 times throughout the year, and every game has been more exciting than the other. Look at this shot block leader right there, Eddie Tavares, at 2.2 blocks a game. And he's out there ready to do his thing. And you know what? When you look at 2.2 blocks a game, you don't think about the fact of how many Vinicius checking out the game after the 1-1 tie last night. Well, coming out and checking. All the stars are out tonight as Madrid wins the tap, and we are underway here at the Wiesig Center. Goss, remember that big game he had in 3 Musa now with the help from Madar. Tavares with the cut to the basket. Smilagic. Goss, just like he did at the end of game 3, this time he comes up short. And Partizan with the rebound. Bringing it down, setting up the two-man game up top. Punter slowly trying to get himself in the game. Smilagic can take Tavares to the basket, but he's got to make a 3 or 2 first as Musa comes with the first foul as he tries to get over the top of that handoff. And makes just a little bit too much contact, getting his arm in there against Papa Petru. Anga all over Kevin Punter, trying to not let him get into this game. Smilagic to the basket, fakes up over the top of Tavares and gets the first basket of the game. Tavares wisely staying away from the big man, not picking up that early foul. And if you get Tavares in foul trouble, this game is over for Madrid. Musa to the basket, blocked by Smilagic as he's got 2 plays in a row, and there's a foul on Tavares reaching in. And that was the foul we talked about. Or is it on Musa? If it's on Musa, that's number 2. But I believe it's Tavares reaching in. Punter well defended right there using the body. And watch Tavares right here. Gonna reach in and get a shot at the face. And that's Eddie's first foul of the game, so keep an eye on that. If he gets a second one quick, Juice is gonna have to make some decisions here. Madar off to Lede. Lede pulls up from deep. That's a little bit long off the back of the rim. Madar with the loose ball rebound. Sets things back up for Partizan. Now to the basket, back to Smilagic. Almost loses it, now he does lose it off the deflection, goes out of bounds with 4.6 to go on the clock. Smilagic looking aggressive tonight, going to the basket offensively. See that ball off of Anga's elbow. Again, only 4.6 to go on the shot clock. See what Zelko has set up. Smilagic from 3. That's short off the mark. That's 2 threes in a row missed by Partizan. Musa to the hoop. Goss now. 2-man game with Tavares. With Ndiaye in the game, they're going to let him shoot that 3 and stop Tavares' penetration down low. But down there, once Eddie gets the ball, there's no stopping him. But you saw the difference in the rotation right there. Ndiaye is not Yabusele from deep, so you don't have to respect it as much. And on the cut down, it was Punter coming over and helping on Tavares, but Tavares follows through with the offensive rebound. Should probably say loose ball rebound. As Anga just threw one up, and now Tavares will go to the line. He rattles that one home. Tavares 2 for 2. Starting off strong, but do you attack him on the other side? Smilagic could take him to the hole and try to get that second foul on him quick. You get 2 fouls here in the first quarter. You make Chus Mateo make some serious decisions. Punter coming off the pick. Punter stops, pops, and drops. Kevin Punter's first shot since game 2 is nothing but money over the top of Eddie Tavares. Goss to the hoop, dished off Tavares this time. Throws it down with a great dish from Williams Goss. 2-man game up top. Smilagic gonna pop out. It's Lede now trying to take the young guy. Lede, watch the turnaround. Lede with that one hand soft touch, but he's short. 25 points in game 4 on it. Same exact move right there. Going back into the big man. Tavares. They took away the turn on Tavares, and here comes Lede off to Madar. Madar all by himself. Well defended that time by Partizan, and a smart play by Punter to get rid of that ball and get it down the court to a wide open Madar. Now inside Ndiaye off to Tavares. He's gonna get fouled, but I believe that's gonna be on the dish off. So he won't be going to the line. That'll be out of bounds with a new 14. That's 2 quick ones on Smilaga, so his aggressive start got him in trouble off defensively. As he goes to the bench, and it's Matias Lesort checking in the game probably a little bit sooner than Selko wanted him to. Now an errant pass, well defended by Madar, as Tavares overthrows Williams Goss, and that's a turnover for Real Madrid. Make that number 2 for Los Blancos. Madar brings so much energy on offense and defense for Partizan. We'll see how much time he gets as he comes off the pick from the Zor into Papa Pedro over the top of Musa, but that's short, and that's going to be off Eddie Tavares. Lesort always causing problems down low. He doesn't give up on any shot. Whether he's got a chance at it or not, you're going to see him come all the way over the back of front of Tavares right there and force Tavares to not grab 2 hands on it. Papa Pedro all by himself down low. That was an easy look from the out-of-bounds play. As a coach, you hate to see that. Giving up easy looks like that to a great offensive team like Partizan. And now you see how long he's going to be out there for. He's a little bit of a liability offensively, as Madar is going to pick up another foul. That's going to be 3 on Partizan, as Goss puts on the brakes and draws the contact. You see Musa got caught up in the pick from the Zort. Actually got caught up twice. Goss now. 2-man game with Tavares. Puts the brakes on again, stops, pulls up, and Williams Goss with that high arcing jumper. And Adamanga almost got the steal on Kevin Punters. Partizan trying to push this game up as fast as they can. They want an upbeat game, controlling the tempo. You see Madar getting it up, and Anga pleading his case to see if that went out on Punter, but it's Partizan's ball. Madar stops. He's going to be long on that one, as he's taking into account the Tavares factor. Anga now off to Musa. Musa up, nowhere to go, but he does get the dish off to Ndaye, who gets the easy 2, and the young man ties this thing up at 8 with the assist from Jana Musa. Punter now fouled by Anga, trying to get over the pick from the Zort. You expect it. If anybody watched Game 5 last night between Olympiacos and Fenerbahce Beko, you expect a physical contest, as we saw last night, in an amazing game between those 2 teams and an amazing series. Congratulations to Olympiacos. They're punching another ticket 2 years in a row to the Final Four. And now Madar had a look. This time he didn't want to take it, though. Now he's going to get himself in a little bit more trouble. Going up over to Anga. Oh, man. Yeah, Madar making life difficult, but knocking it down with the fadeaway over the top of Adam Anga. Goss one more time to the basket. That's going to be knocked out of bounds. Looks like it's Partizan ball. Goss is asking for a coach's challenge, but I don't think, maybe a little bit too early to try that one out. Way off his knee right there. You don't want to waste a challenge. Madar now already with 4 points, looking into Lede. Trying to take it at Ndaye. Fade away. Ndaye throws it. 5 on the clock. Madar's going to eat it, but Papa Pedro turnaround, fade away. Papa Pedro off the mark, and Ndaye screaming as he rips down the board. Gets it up to Goss. Anga to the hoop. Watch out. Adam Anga up and under, and that's going to be a foul. As Anga will go to the line for 2. And we have 3 4s on the game clock. 4:44 to go, and I believe we're going to have a media timeout right here as both teams walk over the bench. Partizan with a 2-point lead, 10-8. You just see the block by Ndaye over to Zach Lede. Nothing but ball right there. And a 2-point lead by Partizan as we go in our first timeout of the day at 4:44 to go here in the first. Final four, here we go. Alec Peters texting, tweeting, "We are Olympiacos," and they will be traveling to Lithuania in a week's time. We'll be seeing them up there along with Barcelona. Those are the two teams that have already qualified. You see Mathilde Lesor right there. Look at that. The rebound leaders of this season is Lesor in first place. 37 games played, 7.2. But there's Tavares sneaking up right behind him at 6.6 rebounds a game in third position. Right. Matthias Lesor has been relentless, averaging around 3 rebounds a game. There's Dante Draper checking at the game. William Wancho, the brothers, also checking out the game tonight. All the stars are out here for Real Madrid. Dante Draper, an ex-Real Madrid player, that is pretty much set up home here. He loves the city. He's always showing up. And of course, the brothers also showing up for the big games as Anga ties things up. Punter now against Anga. Had Lesor for a minute. Lesor wasn't looking at the rock, though. And now they got to come back and play that two-man game one more time. Tavares gets out on that one. Lesort's going to get fouled by Anga. Again, it doesn't matter where the ball goes. Matthias Lesort will go after it. And as a guard with a long rebound, you're going to watch what Anga does here. He gets the block out. He's going to get the push as Lesor gets off his feet, which is going to be where the foul is going to be called. It's such a tough call to take as a guard, because you're asked to protect that foul line. You're asked to get those long rebounds. And when the big man's out there, you block him out, and you get called for the foul. You see Adam Anga pleading his case, but there was a little bit of a push there. But more importantly, that's Anga's second foul. Punter off the pick. Punter short. Ooh, Anga got a little piece of the net. That could have been called. Zach Leday is going to be called for a foul, and Ndaye rebound. Watch that ball come off the rim as Anga could have been called for a goaltending right there as he got some of the net. Instead, it's a foul on Leday, which will send Ndaye to the foul line for 2. Madar now to the bench as Exum checks into the game. And this is the point where Kevin Punter goes into point guard position. Although he's had the ball in his hands a lot here so far throughout this game. He'll share it a little bit more with Exum now. The young man Ndaye continuing a nice little roll in the first 6 minutes of the game as Chus Mateo decides to go with the 18-year-old here. All EuroLeague fan voting is open. Fans take part. And get on to www.euroleague.net and vote for your favorite players. Madrid's defense now taking over as Anga with his 2 fouls goes to the bench. Rudy Fernandez checks in. Fernandez had some pivotal minutes in game 3. Played well here in game 2. $16 points in that game 2 effort, even though it was a losing effort, as Partizan now trying to tie things up. Punter draws the foul. That's going to be a 15 foul, so that'll send Punter to the line for 2. Ndaye right there getting on the reach in. Williams Goss got stuck from behind with the foul called. And Ndaye's already got 4 points here tonight. Early on, give him a couple rebounds, also leading his team in both categories. Punter solid from the line throughout the season. Punter had 40 points in the first 2 games of the season. Still has more points than the majority of the players for both Real Madrid and Partizan. As Ndaye gets a big round of applause as it'll be Meyer Zoni coming in. So Ndaye kind of substituting for Yabusele, substituting for Gabby Deck, kind of going in as a multi-role. Does a great job in that first 6.5 minutes, 6 minutes, let's say 10 seconds of this first quarter. Now Musa off to Goss Tavares. Now the 2-man game. Goss up over the top. Williams Goss is feeling it in this series. Ex-Partizan player himself. Did work in game 3. Now he wants to finish up game 5 the same way. Lizort down low. Nice play by Rudy Fernandez. As you know, Rudy, as Lizort does up in the air over the top of the rim, Rudy does it on the floor. Watch Rudy come flying from the other side. He's got the help side. Got the clean steal, but couldn't get possession of it and went out of bounds. Only leaving Partizan with 11 seconds on the clock. Madrid not giving up the easy one this time. Punter. Papa Petru from deep, knocks down to 3. And that's a big shot right there for Partizan as they take the 1-point lead. That's the first 3 made by either team, as Madrid has only shot 1 so far, going 0 for 1. Musa to the hoop, loses the handle at first and sidesteps and goes up to the left over Lizort. Gives his team the lead back as we continue to go back and forth here. What else do we expect? Exum to the hoop. Exum gets fouled going in. Rudy Fernandez is going to be called with that one. Rudy didn't like the call because the ball was kind of loose. You see it get touched right there by Arzonia. But Exum will have 2 to go anyways, as Musa makes a strong move for his first 2 of the game. Partizan missed 9 foul shots at home in game 4, which was another big issue for them, as they couldn't hit the threes against the zone. The zone that we haven't seen here yet tonight. But I'm sure as this game goes on, if Partizan gets a little lead or starts to feel confident offensively, Goss to the basket, throws it up. Nothing going on. Papa Petru with the rebound. Here comes Punter. Punter had Nunnally, and now I think Tavares is going to be called for number 2 right there. And that's happening with 2:30 to go in the first quarter as Tavares goes down. Watch Lizort smartly puts on the brakes, and Tavares runs him over. You know, that's a great play by Matthias Lizort right there. There's 2 different ways to take it at Tavares, and that's one way. Now Anthony Randolph checks in the game. Randolph just coming back from being out for so long, has struggled in the lineup, finding his rhythm and finding it, especially defensively. And you remember the games where Tavares, the times where Tavares are not in the game, it's been all Partizan. So right now, Chus Mateo is going to have a big decision to make with 2:30 to go here in this first quarter and another 10 minutes to go in the second quarter. Now Randolph does bring something to the game that Tavares doesn't bring, and that's the ability to hit that outside 3. But it's a small lineup for Real Madrid. And Zelko Bradovic already had his small lineup in with just Matthias Lizort. So interesting coaching strategies coming from both sides. Arzonia at your 4 spot, Randolph at your 5. Matthias Lizort can dominate inside against both of those players. Get those votes in for y'all EuroLeague team. Get them in quick too. You got the first team and the second team voting until, I believe it was May 10th or May 11th. If it's May 10th, that's today. So you better get your votes in. Partizan now up 3 with Tavares on the bench. Musa to the basket, and he's going to get fouled by Punter. He's going to go to the line for 2. There you see the foul by Punter right there, getting a lot of that wrist as Musa goes to the line. That's Punter's first foul. Lesort also on one. Even though Punter automatically raised his hand, he knew he got the foul, but he wanted to make sure that the refs didn't accidentally call that on his big boy Lesort and give him his second foul, as they got Tavares on the bench right now. Musa good on number one from the line, giving him 3 points on the evening. Make that 2 for 2. Let's see how Partizan changes offensively without Tavares in the game. If they try to go inside a little bit more. Remember, last time Tavares had foul trouble in Partizan, they played a lot more zone when he was in the game, so you know that's probably coming. And here we go, Lesort inside against Randolph. He's going to bully him, go up. Hey, just off on the shot. It's a good move from Matthias Lesort, but he couldn't get it to go. Now Madrid back and forth trying to take the lead, down one. Musa to the basket, gonna go up with that left. Gets it thrown from behind, a little bit strong off the back, but he's slow getting back. It's a 5-on-4. Lesort's open down the middle. Everybody's open as Musa couldn't get back in time. Now he's back. Exum to Punter. Randolph pulls the child. Nice D by Musa as he gets the block on Punter. Randolph slows things down. Got 1:20 to go here in the first. Fernandez. Goss now to the hoop, fakes away, and he lost control of the ball. Lesort picks it up, and here comes Partizan. Slowing things up a little. Exum wanted to take it at Rudy. Instead, he elects to wait for the two-man game. Exum to the hoop with the floater. Gets the roll over the top of Anthony Randolph in a nice two-man game. And it's a great shot. It's a great quick basket, because now they got a 2 for 1. See what Madrid does with this possession, how far they can bring it down. And there's a foul, so there'll be a couple more possessions for each team, as none of them gets called for the foul, and it'll be Musa going back to the line. You see the block by Musa. 2 blocks already by Real Madrid, as Fabian Coser is going to see his first action in a while. Hasn't played in this series yet. Been out with a fever. He traveled with the team to Partizan, but didn't get any action, didn't even suit up in those 2 games. And he always comes up big in big games. You've seen him in Final Fours over the years. You see them in ACB championship games coming up big. And he's a guy that sits back, doesn't say much, keeps it to himself, and just waits for his opportunity. And when he gets the opportunity, he steps up. See if he could do it tonight, as Stefan Savic, Atletico Madrid soccer player, in the crowd here tonight. Musa already 2 for 2 from the line. Make that 3 for 3. How'd everybody else get a ticket to this game and I couldn't get any tickets? Kevin Punter in his first game back, getting all the run in the first quarter. 4 points, 2 assists. As Musa now takes a rest, and it's Coser coming in. You know Coser's going to have some energy. He's ready to play. He's been out of the lineup for a little bit too long for his liking. And now Exum bringing things up over the half-court line. Are they going to go for the 2 for 1? And they are. And the foul is going to be up top on Rudy Fernandez. Rudy has a tough time guarding Exum on the open floor, and there wasn't much help there. But again, Exum looking for that 2 for 1 right there, and he got it. He's going to go to the line and shoot 2. You see Randolph just had his back turned enough, and Fernandez gets the hand in. And I think he's kind of lucky that they didn't call that an and 1. They called that foul a little bit early, because he definitely got him going up also on that shot. It should have been an and 1. It's both Rudy and Exum talking out. And Exum's like, come on, man, I was going to the basket. You look at the look between the two of them. As Rudy just looked at the referee, Rudy's like, is it 2 shots? He's like, at least it's 2. In my opinion, it looked like it was an and 1, but Exum's going to go to the line for 2. He's already made a couple here tonight. He's at 4 points, trying to give his team that 3-point lead one more time. Again, the fact that he took that ball to the basket against Fernandez with 35 seconds to go gives his team another possession offensively. You can go up 3 right here with the foul shot, get a stop and a score. The rhythm of this game changes quickly, but it's Chacho in the game now trying to change the rhythm. He relies so much on Eddie Tavares when Tavares is in the game, but this time it's off to Randolph. And you see what Chacho does. It's the quickness, it's the speed. And Anthony Randolph feeds off of it that time, as normally it's Tavares. But now they're going to spread out the floor. It's going to be Exum one more time against Rudy. Rudy's going to force him to the left, force him into the pick. Exum pulls up from deep. That's going to be off the mark. Lesor can't get the rebound. He shot it way too soon. Erzonia's going to have a chance from deep. Erzonia off the mark. And it'll be both teams finally. Seems like an eternity that first quarter, but it was an enjoyable one. And it'll be Partizan going into the lead going into the first quarter with a 1-point lead, 23-22 right here at the Wiesing Center. Check out some of these first quarter highlights, and what did you expect? Nothing but excitement from both of these teams. They've given us so many basketball fans so much pleasure. Yeah, there is that ugly scene at the end of game 2, but there has been so much great basketball between these two teams over these last 4 games, and I'm sure they're coming back with it here tonight. And the first quarter is any indication of what we have for the rest of the night. It's going to be going right down to the buzzer one more time. Remember, we talked about the fact that at home, Partizan struggled in the last 3 minutes of the fourth quarter in games 3 and 4. And of course, that was without Kevin Punter. So we'll see exactly what goes on tonight as Chacho's in the game for, let me check it out here, all of 47 seconds. Got his first assist to Randolph right there, and just brings a different kind of energy to this team. Yeah, you got a team that's, Goss is not a true point guard. Anga's not a true point guard. And when Chacho comes in, he just kind of changes the rhythm of the game because you finally got that point guard in the game. You got your player of the quarter right there. Eli Ndaye with an 8-point index rating, 4 points for him to block, couple rebounds to boot. And the young 18-year-old getting it done early on. As you see Gabby Deck with a brace on his leg. As you see the brothers getting applause from the rest of the stands. Sitting front row tonight. And here comes Partizan with that 1-point lead in possession. Exum being aggressive offensively against Fernandez as much as he can. Punter hasn't got a rest yet, but he's rested in games 3 and 4. So Nunnally, who's been quiet offensively, wants to take Rodriguez up, under, gets the foul. He wanted the and 1 right there, but I believe that foul is going to be called on Chacho from behind. You see Nunnally go to basket. There's, I don't know, that was called on Anthony Randolph on the body contact. I thought that was called on Chacho for a minute, but it was Anthony Randolph. Nunnally money from the line. Partizan strong from the line here so far, 10 for 10. Both teams, I'm sorry, 9 for 9 is Partizan. Madrid's 10 for 10. See if they could tie that up right here. Game 5, baby, you got to hit free throws. And both teams are getting that part of the game done anyways, but what really matters is the fourth quarter. Coser, of course, wants to go left. They're going to switch that every time. Now Chacho's calling Randolph up for the 2-man game. This is where Chacho excels. Stops, pops. Chacho from 3. Sergio Rodriguez again steps into the game, an assist and a three. And Shelko Obradovic is yelling at the bench. He can't believe it. None of it to Lessort. Lessort gets shut down. Exum now past Rudy to the basket, up, under, off the rim. Knocked off the rim by Randolph. And that goes out of bounds on Anthony Randolph. And you got a new 14 on the shot clock. Sergio Rodriguez is just bringing back time here. He did it in games 3 and 4. And right now he's trying to do it in game 5. Fans back into it, punter. Now the two-man game with Coser. Zonia, unbelievably not called for a foul there. Kevin Punter from deep. And that's the one that Kevin Punter wanted right there. That's going to make him feel good as he's got his 7th point to go along with 2 assists. And back to the 3-point lead. Chacho Zonia. And Papa Petru is going to be called for that foul, trying to bust through that pick by Anthony Randolph. No free baskets, no easy baskets, no easy picks. As you got to try to bust through them. Now it's going to be pretty fun of it, checking into the game. Papa Petru going to the bench as he put in some good minutes for his team. 5 points for him. Chacho one more time looking at that two-man game. This time they switch it so he can't get the three. Coser with the left slips down. Arzonia is going to push off to try to get to the basket. Throws the hook shot up. Arzonia's short. And Exum pulls down a rebound. He's so fast getting down the floor. But this time the ball is deflected. And they're going to see that's Chacho's second and a technical. And the technical's on the bench. That's going to be on Chus Mateo. I was going to say that was Chacho's technical, dude. That was going to be 3 on him. You see Coser come after. Chacho goes in, comes back, makes the contact from behind, complains to the ref. Chus Mateo gets the technical foul. And that's going to send Kevin Punter to line for 1 and a possession for Partizan. Eddie Tavares still on the bench. You got to figure he's probably going to wait till about the 6-minute mark or so, or until Partizan starts to open his lead up a little bit. Right now it's at 4 with a good possession here. They can make this a 6 or 7 point game here. Exum wanting to go one-on-one one more time. Nunnally has taken Rodriguez a couple times with his back to the basket. This time it's Trifunovic to the corner. Punter wants Coser one-on-one, and that's going to be a foul up top on Coser. And that's 3 quick ones for Real Madrid in under 2 minutes of this second quarter. Remember, both teams are shooting 10 for 10 from the free throw line. Make it 11 for 11 for Partizan after that technical. Lessort gets it in just in time for Punter. Kevin Punter one more time, giving his team the 7-point lead. And why take him out if he's rested for the last 2 games? You're gonna see him come off this handoff right here, and he just stops sideways and knocks it down with nothing but nylon. And Kevin Punter giving his team the 7-point lead. And you got to make a decision quick with Tavares if you're Chus Mateo at the 9-3 run to start this second quarter. First 2 minutes of this third quarter, or second quarter. It's a big 9-3 run by Partizan. to put them up 7, as Eddie Tavares still remains on the bench with those 2 fouls. And how long do you go till you see Eddie Tavares? And how long does Juice Mateo go until we see the zone defense come out? Not as easy to play zone with Kevin Punter in the game, although they did it in second half, in the third quarter of game 2 here. And it was quite effective to get them back into the game, but it just wasn't enough to pull out a victory. And now Madrid finding themselves down 7 in a precarious position right here, needing some scores offensively. Chacho's been effective so far. Him and Randolph in the 2-man game. Back into Randolph. Randolph with the turnaround off the mark on the back of the rim, and Partizan one more time with the possession. It's Exum at the point guard ever since Madar went off. Taken over off the Nunnally on a set play from the out of bounds. Nunnally on the fake Lesort, up and over the Zonia, and making a 9-point game. As you saw the back pick coming for Nunnally, he got around his defender and found Lesort on the bounce pass, and Tavares is up and ready to play again. And we'll see how they go after him. As Juice Mateo has seen enough. Chacho wanted to go one-on-one against Lesort. Well defended by Lesort, has to kick it out. Cosera's gonna have to steal a step back 3. Foul, and 1. And I'm not sure there's a double foul here because Nunnally went down also. And the 3 is gonna, let's see what they call here. The 3 is good by Cosera. No foul, so the foul was down low on the box out. You're gonna see down here, somebody, I think there's Zonia, throws Punter to the ground. So that's gonna be the 4th team foul for Real Madrid, but the 3 does count. So now it's a 6-point game. Huge basket by Fabian Cosera right there. And Tavares and the zone come out at the same time as Cosera goes to the bench. After making that 3, Yui checks into the game. And here comes that zone pressure from Real Madrid, deflected by Rudy Fernandez. And let's see what Zelko Obradovic has come up with. He hasn't been able to be effective against his zone defense in games 3 or 4 in Partizan. Again, and that's Leday's checking right in. He wants Leday at the foul line. That was the most effective plays that he had against the zone, was Leday in the paint throughout games 3 and 4. And now Obradovic is going to call a timeout, I believe, and make sure that his team remembers everything they talked about over the last 6 days as this zone comes out. You'll expect Juice Mateo to come out man-to-man now, at least for this possession. But with 4 team fouls and Tavares on the floor, you might be risking it. Although Lesort did just take a seat on the bench. Not only do you hear Zelko Obradovic reminding his team what they worked out in the zone, they also remind them they're going back to the original defense they started with Tavares in the game, which is going to mean cutting off some of the penetrations and especially rotating when Tavares cuts down the middle and forcing the pass outside. And there's Real Madrid, again, going right into man-to-man, as I said they would. They're coming out, set up zone, and then they went right into man-to-man. Now they might go back to zone again. A little bit of confusion as Tavares throws up the 22 sign. Trifunovic stops on an inbounds pass. Can't get it to drop. Here comes Yui. Kicks it out. Fernandez from deep. Fernandez is short. Trifunovic with the rebound. not only now trying to get himself into the game. He's got those 2 points against Chacho. Zone defense. Try to get it to the corners. There's Lede. Nobody on the baseline there. You got to get someone cutting low on the baseline. Again, nothing there for Partizan, and they can't get an effective shot against the zone. You see a frustrated Zeljko Obradovic. Can't believe that his team can't get a shot against the zone. A good look. 6 minutes to go here. It's a 6-point lead as Chacho wants a 2-man game with his big man Tavares. And there's Tavares on the cut, up, over, top. Tavares dunk, throws it down. It's all the Chacho Tavares show right now. Point guard to the big man, and the zone defense making its mark here again. They don't hit that shot right there, they got no chance to win a game against the zone defense. They got to take the shot, they got to hit it. But Jovanovic might not be the man that you want taking that shot. Chacho one more time to the hoop, kicks it over, a wide open Fernandez. Oh, he gave up a 3 as Tavares didn't see it coming. And it's picked off by Exum. Punter out to Nunnally. Nunnally doesn't miss that shot very often. James Nunnally, what a turnaround right there on the fast break. And Kevin Punter unselfishly giving up the ball to a wide open teammate, and James Nunnally knocks it down for his first 3 of the night. Chacho again with the 2-man game. They had the rotation from Punter. Zonia can't get it. Nice block out by Nunnally on Tavares. Tavares has to be careful going to the basket, getting offensive rebounds. Now Punter wants to pick and roll from the days. Madrid's forced to go in his zone. There's the pass. Oh! Tavares comes out of nowhere. Jovanovic is going to be stuffed at the rim. He comes out of the game. Zeljko quickly pulls him after a couple missed shots. But this is the difference that Tavares makes, is he can cover the foul line, and he can also cover underneath the basket with just a step. You see him covering Punter at the foul line, gets back in time, and that block can't be any cleaner. Jovanovic tries to throw it down, but the big man who's leading the league with 2.2 blocks a game gets himself another one. Yui has it himself. And there's number 3 on Tavares right there. That's the biggest play of the game so far with 4:30 to go. And I'm going to tell you what, nobody likes the call, but it's not Tavares' fault. You see him moving right there. Shot's got the ball a little bit early. And you have to call that call if you're a referee because of the movement. And now Tavares has to go back to the bench. And you see Partizan's eyes lighting up right now as they're going to try to put the foot on the gas, as it's going to be Ndaye coming in to take over for the big man. Now the question is, do they maintain the zone? And it looks like there's another technical foul called. And let me check who that technical was on, because if that's on Tavares, that's going to be 4 for him. He's got 3 right now on the list as Nunnally hits the 3. I thought the first foul, technical foul was on Chus, but I guess that was a bench tech. I was a little concerned that Chus was out of the game with that second technical foul, but it was a bench tech earlier, and this time it was on Mateo. And an 8-point lead for Partizan, and Tavares on the bench. Nunnally now, wide open lane to the basket, dumps it off to Lesor, and Ndaye gets his active hands on the rock. Musa back in the game to the boot basket, goes up at the left, and he's gonna get a couple shots. As Partizan, you see the Partizan players talking to each other. Leave the refs alone, let's not get into it. Keep our composure, no problem. The foul's called, no big deal. Let's play. We got an 8-point lead. Let him go to the line, make his 2. We get the ball back. We got Tavares on the bench. Obviously, Tavares is not going to be in this game for the next 4 minutes, so it's so important for Madrid to keep this as close as possible so that they could get the services of their big man back one more time early in that 3rd quarter. As punter got himself enough rest, Selko Bradovic calls him back off the bench, leading his team with 11 points. Musa with a miss and an active rebound, but it was given up as now Nunnally has a wide open lane down, Papa Petru to the hoop and a dunk and a wide open break for Partizan as they got a lucky break off the missed foul shot by Musa that ended up in Ndaye's hands and he couldn't hold on to it. And the fast break, it's Nunnally coming down. The Papa Petru who goes up and throws it down, and now Partizan with a 9-point lead with 4 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Fans obviously not happy with the referees, but they have a bigger problem with the fact that Tavares is not in the game. Nobody liked that third foul, that offensive foul call on Tavares up top, but there was some movement on that pick. And when you're a big man, you're so important to your team as Tavares is, you just can't get fouls on offensive picks on 2-on-1 games. We check in the timeout, Chus Mateo. Well, the missed foul shot and the fast break that you just saw is the way to beat a zone defense. If you don't let the zone defense set up and you get yourself out, get defensive rebounds, steals, and run the break, and you get easy baskets, you're not worried about playing against the zone, whether Tavares is in the game or not. Now, right now, as I said, these last 4 minutes are so important to Real Madrid because that guy right there you see on your screen will not be back in the game. I can guarantee you that, unless Chus really wants to risk him picking up that fourth before the second half. Yui now hasn't done much in this series, wants to go to the hoop, and he can't get it done, and Ndaye tries to get the rebound. Sergio Yui's had just not a good series, only 8 minutes a game, 9 total points, had 4 assists in game one. He's 0 for 5 from the three-point line in the series, so she's looking for a little bit of a miracle tonight as they go back to man now. Exum up top, trying to get into the resort against the young man, and Ndaye's not going to give up. And there's a battle against each other, and Ndaye's going to be called for the foul, and that's Real Madrid's already in the bonus. You see the battle right there. You see that arm go up. That's what the fans wanted. Lesort is so physical. It's so aggressive. There wasn't a push-off by Lesort. Got his hands up there, though. Could have definitely been called. That's a second on Ndaye. Lesort knocks it down as a referee talks to the young man. Give him a little bit of explanation about what he did wrong there. Papa Petru also talking to him at the line. As the dominance from the line for Partizan continues, 14 for 14 for them. 5 offensive rebounds also for Partizan. Madrid only 2 for 6 from outside. Musa, this time against Lesort, there'll be a foul on the floor. And Lesort has to be careful because that's his second. Remember, Smailagic also picked up his second foul early in the game. We'll see what Selko does here. I would keep Lesort in. Lesort's a more effective player against Ndaye. Yui wants to get a look at it, can't find it though. Zonia. Now Madrid's got to find someone to step up with Tavares on the bench. Or Zonia using the body up over, tries that shot again, and this time he gets the roll. He didn't the last time off the hook shot, but this time he gets it. Madrid's gonna have a tough time defending Partizan though on this side of the court now. Zonia right against Lesort. And I love that about Lesort. I love that about a big man. When you know you got the advantage, don't wait. You know he's gonna probably foul you, so take it to the hoop as fast as you can. As soon as he caught that ball, he realized it was on him. He felt the contact. He knew where Zonia was, and he went to his right and got to the hoop, and Matías Lesort will go back to the line one more time. He's already 4 for 4 for the game. Zonia here getting a nice roll. Look at Ndaye just all over the place, trying to get those rebounds. Ten-point lead for Partizan. Make that 11 on the sort. Anthony Randolph looking on. Randolph had about 5.5 minutes of game time, scored a couple points, but he's back on the bench as Ndaye is trying to take Tavares' spot. Huey's going to pull up from deep from 3, and he bricks that off the backboard. And here comes Exum. Watch out, because Exum gets down the court so quickly. Lede, ooh, had Lazort for a minute, couldn't find him one more time. It's against Zonia. This time, Nunnally's not giving him any space. They come down and double team him. Exum needs it. To the hoop, floater, nothing there for Exum. And here comes Real Madrid wanting to run back. Anga, Goss stops, pops, and he knocks down the 2. Williams got huge play right there for Real Madrid in transition defense. And the shot by Goss, not letting Partizan set up their defense. Again, Lesort, as Lede drops, Lesort kicks it out. Nunnally pulls up from 3. James Nunnally with the defender all over him. Sergio Yu in his face. And Nunnally drops the 3 from deep to go up 12. Zonia wants it from deep now. Zonia's short. Exum loses the rebound. Here comes Exum one more time. Into Nunnally against Huey. See if he takes him to the hoop. You got a zone defense with Ndaye sitting in the middle. Exum from deep. This time it's Lede, stops at the foul line. Lede's short, not on the mark at all today. As Lesort, that'll be Lesort's 3rd foul, I believe. So it'll be punter checking back into the game, as will be Madar. And let's see what, and Smilagic jumps off the bench, and that'll be for Lesort as he picks up his 3rd with 1:18 to go. Madrid, again, just trying to hold on with Tavares on the bench. It'll be Musa back on the line. This will be Musa's 4th visit to the foul line here tonight. Leads his team with 7 points, but 5 of those are coming from the foul line. He rattles that one home. Remember the last time he missed? Papa Pedro got the dunk off the fast break. Moves an excellent foul shooter throughout the season. Knocks down both of those. Double-digit lead still remains for Partizan. Looks like Madrid's back in the zone. Punter wants it one more time. Kevin Punter rattles home a 3 for a 13-point Partizan lead. Kevin Punter, was he secretly waiting for a game 5? Did he want his team to lose 2 so he can come out? He's got 14 points, 3 assists already. Leading his squad. Goss wanting to do something. Oh, he shakes down Smilagic. Stearns spins up, under. Williams, Goss with a spectacular move. Woo! Gotta love when this guy gets it going. It's fun to watch. Talk about fun to watch. Punter kicks it off. Madar swings it over. Lede all by himself in the corner. Zach Lede for the 3. And now you start penetrating that zone and open up the corners. And it's a different game without Tavares in there. Madrid now wants one shot if they can. They're down 14. Goss, they switch. Punter on Ndaye. You know Goss is going to want to take it. They don't want to give it to Ndaye down low. And Moose is going to have another chance with 4. Bakes it, can't get it to fall. And a foul on the floor. That's going to be on Ndaye, I believe. So that'll send Partizan to the line with a half a second to go here in this first half. And the ability to get up by 16 points over Real Madrid on their home floor in the 5th game. Kevin Putt over here staring me down. Yeah, it's going to be punter going to the line. Madar with a beautiful kick out to Leday. You see the bench knowing that Zach Leday was due. He's 0 for 3 from 2, 0 for 1 from 3. And that time Leday knocks it down. Referee is now going to the table for an official review. You're going to see there where they call the foul. Punter's going to go to the line. I'm not sure who they call that foul line. It might have been Ndaye. I believe they call it mark 30. Yeah, that's Ndaye because he got his third right now. His punter has a chance, as I said, to give his team a 16-point lead here going into halftime. And they've quiet down the crowd with Eddie Tavares on the bench. And another one. Now you're going to get a quick switch as punter goes to the bench. Won't take any crazy chances here. Half a second to go. Yuya with the long one, just short and off the mark. And Partizan has a lot of work to do, but right now it's Real Madrid has a lot more as they go into the locker room down 16 points with a huge second quarter. 32 points for Partizan, 17 for Real Madrid, and a 16-point lead as we go down and talk to Kevin Punter, definitely the MVP of this first half. Focus and locked in. That's all Kevin Punter's worried about right now. As now we go talk to Zana Musso. Had himself a nice little half, but finds his team down 16 points. They're going into the second half. That's a quick answer right there from Zana Musso. Definitely don't want to be interviewed when you're down 16 on your home court. Remember, no team has lost the 5th game on their home floor yet. There's still an opportunity going on in Monaco, but there's definitely one going on here. It could happen twice in one night, something that's never happened before. But also, no team is lost with a 2-0 lead either, which can also still happen, even though that 16-point lead has given Partizan some cushion. As you see your head-to-head right there, Kevin Punter with 16 points and 3 assists. Here's your first half highlights, and through the first quarter, it was pretty even, but it was that man right there in the second quarter opened things up without Eddie Tavares in the game. Tavares pulling that third foul on an offensive charge call on a legal screen, and that is all that you can imagine that Real Madrid did not want to have happen tonight. Tavares' presence is so important to this team, especially without Deck in the game, without Yabusele. Their inside presence is diminished greatly. As you see Tavares right there being able to cover foul line and basket, but you can't do it sitting on the bench. And I would have a feeling that Jesus Mateo has a big decision to make coming out of halftime, whether to put him out there and expose him to that 4th foul quickly in the third quarter, because you're down 16. You need to make a move quick. So you might want to make that risk, take that risk, and get Tavares back on the floor. As you see the game stats right here 100% from the free throw line, 18 for 18. A lot of free throws by both teams, 13 for 14 for Real Madrid. Also a rebound advantage. And we'll be back here for the second half in just a little bit. Welcome back here inside the Wiesing Center. Score remains the same as when we went away. And it's Real Madrid being the first team out on the floor shooting around as we look inside with 5.5 minutes to go until we start this ever so important half for both of these teams to try to get their ticket punched to that Final Four. It'll be the last spot remaining as you got a tight game going on in Monaco also. But you see Kevin Punter right there leading all scores with 16 points. Nunnally also coming up big with 9 for his team. But the story here, and there's your game center right there. AS Monaco, the 2-possession lead, 88-82 in the fourth quarter. That's late in the game. I think there's about 2.5, 3 minutes to go. Wade Baldwin with 23 points. Maccabi trying to pull off that road win over Monaco. If not, it's going to be Monaco going to the Final Four. They missed their opportunity in Game 5 last year, losing at Olympiacos, just like Fenerbahce did last night. And this time, it's AS Monaco that could be going to Kaunas. Just a couple minutes left, and that 6-point lead. And who will be joining them as we go down and talk to Chus Mateo here and see what he has to do with his team here to get back into it in the second half. And talked about Eddie Tavares possibly. That's a great question right there. That's the question I got. You got to, talking to a lot of people here in the 5 minutes I had as a break, is you got to figure out what to do with Tavares. I mean, you can't let this league get any bigger. Madrid hasn't been able to play without any big men, as Chus just said. So I think you almost have to take your chances here. If you do it, it's a good decision. If you do it, it could be a bad decision. If you don't do it, it could be a bad decision. Either way, is now we're going to go talk to Zelko, who's ever so cautiously holding on to this 16-point lead and makes sure his team stays focused. Yeah, he knows he's playing against Real Madrid. Real Madrid's not going away. You remember the third quarter in Game 2 when they were down 16-17. They came back and got it to within 6 points. And now you see the shot zone. Madrid had no points off of turnovers, no second chance points, and no fast break points. But you see what Partizan has done in that first half. 9 off the turnover, 5 second chance points, and of course the fast break points at 4. So Partizan offensively, that's just the way of them to stop Real Madrid from setting up that zone defense. And I don't think the zone defense matters really much without Tavares in it, as with some of the images there from the first half. And that guy's the story of the game so far, is suspended for 2 games because of what happened at the end of Game 2 here. Wasn't able to play in Games 3 and 4, and he couldn't wait to get back on the floor, and he showed it in the first half with those 16 points and 3 assists. And Daye getting the call without Deck and without Yabusele in the lineup. So 20 minutes to go here. We got about 1:15 until we start this second half. The last 20 minutes. This will be your last 20 minutes of the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague playoffs. You got Kevin Punter as your best performer with 12 points and a 16-point index rating. Let's check out some of his moves here tonight. And as I said, he kind of let the game come to him. I mean, he scored 4 points in the first quarter. Wasn't going after it very much. He scored 12 in that second quarter. Only took 2 shots, missed 2 3-pointers in the first quarter. Ended up going 3 for 5 in the second, well, in the first half, and 16 points, but add those assists to it also. And you see what Kevin Punter means to this team after watching games 3 and 4. Remember, I talked about that fourth quarter stat in the last 3 minutes of both games. Partizan was a combined 3 for 16 from the floor, 1 for 8 in game 3, and 2 for 8 in game 4. So Tavares does come out here to start the second half. And if you can get a run with Tavares in the game, maybe go down a 10-2 run, get this thing down under 10 points, you maybe they give Tavares a little break and have him for the entire fourth quarter, sitting on 3 fouls. But that is your key right there, number 20. We knew it was the key to the game no matter what tonight. And now it's all about foul trouble, whether it is over his offensive production. He needs to stay away from fouls. Does Partizan chase him down, go after him, attack him, and see if they can get the 4th foul as Madrid comes right out in that zone. Smailagic sits at the foul line. Kind of where you want to get the ball. Madrid's not wasting any time to play that zone and put Tavares back out. Jesus Mateo knows it's do or die time. Smailagic can't do much off the dribble. Madar kind of holds the ball. Now it's 3 seconds. Papapetru to the basket. Well defended, and there's a shot clock violation, but they're going to get the fast breaker. Zonia to the hoop, up and over. Punter as he throws it down. Kevin Punter looks at Papapetru and says, shoot the ball. What are you doing, my man? As Madar almost gets it ripped by Goss at half court. This is how Madrid has come back into games, by being strong defensively. Even though they're in zone, they play a tight man-to-man off the ball. You see it coming right here. Now Lede to the hoop. Lede stops with that little floater off the mark. Tavares knocks it out. Here comes Real Madrid. This is the start you wanted. Shut down the lane to Amusa. Goes up to Tavares all by himself. Tavares tries to lay it in, but couldn't get his feet set. Madar now. Can they get the fast break before Tavares gets down? They couldn't get it done, so now they're going to try to run the 2-man game. Punter shakes off the block. Madar, again, Partizan doesn't want to shoot from deep, but that guy does right there. Kevin Punter looks up to the sky, throws a kiss, and knocks down another 3 from deep, and that'll take Madrid out of the zone if you make a couple more of those. But you got to have other guys ready to throw the ball up. Madar's not looking at hoop. Papapetru's not looking at hoop. Hanga looks for the hoop, and doesn't get it. Here comes Lede on the fast break. They got open players, and it's Punter. One more time, they leave. Kevin Punter can't believe he missed that one. Great fast break by Partizan. There's Zonia. Madrid just looking for anybody to have offense. Zonia thrown by Smailagic. Again, a 3-on-2 break. Papapetru to the hoop, and he's going to get fouled by Anga at the basket. It goes down. As Anga's not going to give up the easy one. Couple big fast breaks right there. I talked about that. If you get the fast breaks, you get the stops on one side, you don't give Madrid time to set up in that zone offense. Smailagic right there with a huge block on Zonia. And there's Zonia's dunk. First fast break points for Real Madrid of the game right there. But still find themselves down 17 with Giannis Papapetru going to the line, makes the first one. Madrid started as good as they can that quarter with a couple stops. This time, Papapetru off the mark. That's the first miss of the game. 19 for 20 for Partizan. Any little thing helps for Real Madrid right now to try to inch their way back into this game. Tavares gets the ball a little bit too far from the hoop. Musa trying to use that body. And they're going to call the basket good. He got fouled on one side of the basket. And they're going to give Musa the continuation on the reverse side. And Zelko Brada just shakes his head as he can't believe Smailagic let him get to the hoop like that, as he calls for Matias Lesort right away. Smailagic with his third. Musa doing everything he can with 11 points and 5 rebounds here tonight. He's going to get an and one. Nothing but nets. Back down to 15. Little full court pressure now by Real Madrid. Partizan, you want to attack it if you can. You know, when you got the lead, you want to take some time off the clock, but you don't want to take too much and get yourself bad shots. Like right now with 4 on the clock, you're in a one-on-one situation. Madar's got to put it up, and that's the bad shot I was talking about. Lede taps it out. Here comes Real Madrid on the fast break. Musa's got it going to the hoop. Can't get it to fall. Madar throws it out. Looks like he stepped on the line. Even though Papapetru tried to make the right play and let it go. I think Madar stepped on the line or the ball landed on the line, one or the other. Let's see right here. Yeah, he stepped out of bounds and the ball also went out. Madrid's ball with 14 to go on the shot clock. But again, Partizan had a couple looks. Madar, oh, what a save right there by Williams-Goss. Now to the hoop. Williams-Goss off their zone here. Zonia with another dunk on the baseline cut. As the defense got taken out of position on the dangerous pass out to half court. Lessort now at the foul line. Hunter up top. You're not worried about Lessort taking that shot, but you are worried about Punter. Punter can't. Oh, Matthias Lessort off the putback, throws it down on the punter miss. And now Anga, or Goss to the basket, gets it thrown by Papapetru, but Anga picks up the rebound. He gets the easy 2. Madrid doesn't want to trade baskets right now, but it's the zone that they're going to be counting on. And there's a kick ball right there. That's the cut I've been looking for Partizan, is that backdoor cut on the baseline. As you see the block shot by Papapetru, but Anga cuts through the middle. And pulls it down. Partizan just wants to continue to hang on this lead as long as they can. Punter, one more time, he's gonna be fouled by Musa. Musa's never liked the call, I can tell you that. Real Madrid already with 2 technical fouls, 1 on the bench, another one on their coach. You don't want any players getting any technicals. That's Musa's 2nd foul right there. Definitely got some arm contact right there. No players like to be called for that foul, but especially with a lot of the contact that goes on during the game. Lede picked up by Goss. Lede can go up and over Goss. One hands it. Lede can't get the roll. Lessort all over the boards, but can't get it. As it's now Musa looking for an opening to the basket. Kicks it out. Anga wants from deep. Adam Anga from deep as he looks off Partizan's bench and puts his team back to within 10 points here. This is the run that Real Madrid needs in the 3rd quarter. 12-6 to start things off. Papapetru doesn't look at the basket again. Wasting time. Punter will take it from deep, though. Oh, man, Kevin Punter getting it done from the top of the key. 13 points now. The lead halfway through this 3rd quarter. Musa hasn't shot a 3 yet. He puts that one up. Zana Musa. And they're going to call a foul on Musa. We saw that already before. The basket is good, but the foul is going to be on Zana Musa. Let's see the leg. Yeah, you see the leg come up there. He throws that leg up often. You see it. It's a good call by the referees. The basket does count, but the foul is on Musa. There's Musa's first 3 of the night. Also his 3rd foul, though. And more importantly, he gets his team back to within 10 points. Fans back in the game also. Exum now checks in. Nunnally, who had a nice first half. Trap Lessort. This time back to Nunnally. Nunnally to the corner for Exum. Exum from 3. Exum drills it from the corner. We talked about the fact that they needed to hit threes, and right now that's 10 for 16 for Partizan. 13-point lead one more time as both teams exchanging threes here in the third quarter. Goss thrown by Lesort, but that's going to be a foul. And that's number 3 on Lesort, so you got Smilagic now with 3. Matthias Lesort with 3. He doesn't like that call, as he might have got a little arm check. But referees are being consistent on the majority of these calls, as you got the 4th foul on Matthias Lesort right there. I'm sorry, I confused that one. There must have been one called on him earlier that I missed. 4 fouls on Matthias Lesort. He's going to have to go to the bench. Remember, you got Smilagic with 3. So we'll see what Coach Obradovic does with his 13-point lead. And here's our Turkish Airlines flight time. Matthias Lesort setting the pick on Chacho Rodriguez. Going to the hoop, throwing it down over Mario Urzonia. Urzonia pleads his case for a couple flight times. He had a couple dunks, but your Turkish Airlines EuroLeague flight time is going to Matthias Lesort. And there you see AS Monaco welcome to Kaunas as they get the 11-point victory over Maccabi. Played Tika Tel Aviv. Give Maccabi some love on a great season they've had, taking Monaco to a 5th game. But you got to throw out more love to AS Monaco. As 2 years in the league, they went to the 5th game against Panathinaikos, or against Olympiacos last year, and lost that one. Got taken to another 5th game this year, but this time the home court advantage was the difference. And the ticket is punched for AS Monaco, and still remains that the home team has not lost a Game 5 in EuroLeague history so far, as Monaco clinches that 5th game at home. And right now, with a 13-point deficit, Madrid is looking to not be that first team, as Williams Goss is doing everything he can with 9 points and a couple assists to keep that from happening. Goss 2 for 2, back to 11 points. Excellent punter, and none of the other guys you got to be looking for. Leday's had a quiet night, only 3 points. A guy that's averaging double figures in this series. Exum can't find anything around Goss. Off to Nunnally, back to Exum. Exum just hit one from the other corner a minute ago. He's short this time. Look at the rebound by Papapetru, and that'll go to the line for 2. As Madrid can complain all they want about that foul right there, but you cannot let Papapetru get in. Watch him sneak in and get that offensive rebound against Williams Goss. There's no box out on the Greek as he goes to the basket. Now he's going to get 2 free throws. And that's the 4th foul on Eddie Tavares. I wasn't sure who that was going to be called on. And all the Madrid fans were fearing that it was going to be on the big man, and it definitely is. So now, 12-point lead. Juice Mateo looking over the floor, looking over his bench, looking at all his options. Eddie Tavares, 4 fouls. You got Matthias Lesort on the other side with 4 fouls. Papapetru hits both free throws to put his team back up 13. And now, decisions are to be made by Juice Mateo in his first season in a 5th game at home against Partizan. Tavares cuts to the basket, well stopped by Partizan defensively. Now, see if Leday tries to pick up an offensive foul right there, but it's Papapetru coming over. Only 2 fouls. They're fine with that foul. Papapetru says he knows what he's doing. Relax. You see him come over. He's going to try to get the steal. Go for the steal. If you can get an arm, you get an arm. But if you get the ball, you got another possession with a 13-point lead. Leday says, don't come over and help me. I got him. But that's only the 3rd team foul for Partizan with 3:49 to go here in the 3rd. Let's see what happens these last 4 minutes. Can Madrid get themselves back into this game and get some momentum going into the fourth? Goss is the guy who's been keeping them in it. He tries to float one in. He's a little bit off the mark there as he pushes it off to the right. And here comes Partizan. Nunnally. Woo, Nunnally got away with a travel right there. And all the fans know it on the right side of the building. 10 to go on the shot clock. Out to Lede. Lede from deep. Zach Lede forces Chus Mateo and Real Madrid to take a timeout. 16-point lead for Partizan as they take the punch from Real Madrid early in the third quarter, and they come back and tie things up here at 17 and maintain that 16-point halftime lead. You see it on your TV, 72-56. Partizan Mozart, Bet Belgrade trying to find their way to count us with 3:22 to go here in the third. Let's check into one of our timeouts here with Real Madrid. Face to face, Chus Mateo said, cara. That means man to man. They're done with the zone. They got to play man to man straight up. They're down 16 right now. They have to make something happen here. Eddie Tavares with his fourth foul hasn't made much of a difference here in the second half, neither offensively or defensively. Tavares had 6 points at the end of the half when he went out with those 3 fouls. He still sits at 6 points right now. A far cry from his game 3 and 4 performances. Musa into Tavares, and that's the one that you're looking for if you're Real Madrid. Well set up there by Chus Mateo. Zelko Bradovic upset that they can't get that rotation down, and they let Tavares just cut down the middle, and they don't stop his progression as they did earlier. Partizan, punter. Punter short from the corner, well defended by Musa on the closeout. And here comes Chacho back in the game. I was expecting his presence, him and Tavares together. It took a long time for him to get back into this game as Punter gets the poke from behind. And now is it desperation time for Chus Mateo as he sticks in the captain. Sergio Llull hasn't had, as I said before, a good series at all. And now you're going to see if you can maybe get that streak of 3 threes in a row as Musa gets the easy look on the out-of-bounds play as Nunnally had his back to the ball. And now it's back down to 12 again. Back in the zone. Exum from deep. Exum misses this one. You got to figure they're going to cool down. They're 11 for 18 from the free throw, from the three-point line. Make that 11-19 after that miss. And here comes Chacho once again trying to change the rhythm of the game for his team. Watch for him to get the ball to Tavares. He knows how to get it. Out to Llull. Llull goes baseline. Llull might have got away with a push on Exum's face. Had Tavares open for a minute. Now Llull's going to have to put it up. That's the one we were talking about. Air ball for Llull. And that's out of bounds on Rudy Fernandez. Well defended by Partizan. Still, you're not putting Madrid away. You had a chance to put them away up 17. And now it's back to 12 points one more time. Papa Pedro's wide open in the corner. Exum's not looking at him. Takes his player over. And now Exum to the hoop, Lede. Partizan trying to be a little bit patient. Exum wants another one. Exum knocks it down from 3. Not afraid to shoot it tonight is Dante Exum. And it's a 15-point lead with 1.5 to go. Chacho's going to want to look for something there if he can go to Tavares. Out to Musa. Musa trying to make it happen. Gets the ball, take it from him. Foul by Exum down low, and it's an and one as Tavares gets the loose ball and throws it down. Exum almost had it. But Tavares with those big mitts. Goes down and gets all 10 fingers on it and throws it down. And with the foul from Exum. Tavares trying to take this down to 12 points. And that's what he does. As he's now got 5 here in the second half. Madrid staying with that matchup zone. Exum looking for some sort of crease. Papa Panther tries to throw it across. That's a turnover. Exum, they go down on the floor of the day. Not wanting to give up a possession in a fast break. First man down on the floor to get it. Urzonia coming up from behind. 50-50 balls are so big in games like this. And this is a 50-50 ball on the jump. It'll be Lede jumping it up with Urzonia. You know, Urzonia's got hops. But you gotta watch out for the guys. You gotta watch out for Rudy Fernandez especially. And punter on the backside. Fernandez, he anticipates where the ball is going so well. And in situations like this, he's the guy you got to be careful of if you're Lede. As the referees go to the bench, go to the table to talk things over. Not sure what that was all about, but now Chus Mateo wants a quick substitution as he takes Tavares out in the last minute of this quarter. Not a bad move at all there by Chus. Make sure, try to preserve Eddie as long as he can for the rest of this game as Urzonia and Lede go up, and as Urzonia wins the tip, and that was Rudy Fernandez, as I said, finding that loose 50-50 ball and making the play, diving out of bounds. And let's see if this turns into a big possession offensively for Real Madrid to get them back under single digits. And that's exactly what it does, is it's a 9-point game now. Chacho Rodriguez doing what Chacho does. 45 seconds to go, and Madrid has got themselves down underneath that 10-point barrier with Eddie Tavares getting some rest on the bench. As you see the Chacho signs right there. And look at Rudy Fernandez, the dive, going for the ball, results in a 3-pointer. The Fernandez-Rodriguez show. How many times have we seen it before? And how many more times are we going to see as the fans are back in? It's down 9. Tavares still with 3 fouls and a lot of time to go. Let's check out Partizan's timeout. Looks like they want to go right at the basket here with 45.3 seconds to go. Maybe get a 2-for-1 situation. The Sword has checked back into the game with 4 fouls. I'm sure that's an offensive substitution for Coach Obradovic. And if he can get a chance, he'll take him out on the defensive side. As Chacho knocks down a huge 3 to get this thing under 10 points for the first time since midway through the second quarter. Exum trying to run by Ndaye, but can't get it. Now they're going to spread things out as Exum wants to take the 18-year-old. He's quick on his feet. And there's a blocking foul. And that'll send Exum to the line. Exum is kind of hopping along. Remember, he got injured. He got injured that toe in the melee here at the end of game 2. Definite foul on Ndaye. Probably the best thing that happened for Real Madrid right there is not only had a wide open layup, and there's your offensive defensive substitution right there. Smilagets checks it back into the game. And Ndaye with his 4th foul, but I mean, anytime you get out of Ndaye's extra time, as he's played 11 minutes tonight and shown up pretty well early on in this game. Just in there to to make sure Tavares doesn't pick up that fourth. First one down by Exum. Exum with a miss right there. 10-point lead, Madrid. See if they can cut into that deficit just a little bit more. Partizan will have another possession. No fouls to give for either team. See what Chacho can do with it. Without Eddie in the game, Chacho's gonna want to take it again. He gets to the hoop. Out there, Zonia. Zonia hasn't made one yet tonight. He's off the mark, and Nye fights for the rebound. They got one more chance. This time it's Rudy Fernandez with the fake, and he's gonna take the shot. Exum and Fernandez both go down. Exum's chest and Fernandez's shoulder, it looks like. Everybody clears. Zelko cleared everybody off the bench. Exum might have got it in the rib. Both players colliding. This is big for Real Madrid, though, because Fernandez is going to go to the line for 3 shots. If he can shoot those 3, if not, it'll be someone coming off the bench for Real Madrid to take over for Fernandez. As he's holding on to that shoulder. No harm meant in that foul by either one of these two players. Exum just tried to do what he can to block that shot and interfere with the three-pointer. Rudy Fernandez gets the fake, gets him in the air, and looks for the contact and does what he's supposed to do, but he has that shoulder kind of hanging there, holding on to it. So let's see who Madrid comes up with. I'm sure Musa will probably come off the bench to shoot the free throws. He's one of the best free throw shooters. Chacho Rodriguez, Dante Exum, and punter having a little conversation. Yeah, Musa's the guy that comes off the bench to shoot the free throws here. It's going to be 3 of them, too. So Madrid could take this thing down to 7 points going into the fourth quarter. And I'll tell you what, about halfway through the third quarter, if you knew you were going to be down 7 points going into the fourth, you would have been ecstatic about it because you got a chance. It's only 3 possessions. And Musa rattles home number 1. Tavares and Daye Lesort all with 4 fouls with still 10 minutes and 1.8 seconds to play in this thrilling Game 5, the last playoff game of this incredible regular season. What does the Final Four have in store for us? That's my question, because the way these 5 games have been and the whole entire season of playoffs, who knows what's going to happen. So we already got 3 teams bound for Final Four glory. And one more here looking for it. Will it be Partizan returning after years' absence, or will it be Real Madrid making another Final Four appearance, going for that 11th title? We're seeing if Rudy has dislocated his shoulder or not, as Madara way off the mark. And Madrid goes into the fourth quarter. Momentum. Chacho Rodriguez jumping up and down, trying to get the fans into it. These first 3 minutes are going to be so important for both teams. If Partizan can reopen up that lead. But remember, Eddie Tavares sitting on that bench with 4 fouls, is still going to be back in that game. Let's check out some of those third quarter highlights right now. And as I said, Madrid started off strong defensively, running up and down the floor, but as Kevin Punter breaking down the zone with a couple threes. Kevin Punter leading his team with 22 points, another 6 on those couple threes. But Mario Zonia did his thing, although he's 0 for 4 from 3. And Dante Exum with 13 points, including a couple threes from each corner. Nobody really scoring big. Leday is still only 6 points. Leday's 0 for 2 from inside the arc. 2 for 3 from outside. So we'll see what Zach Leday can do, but it's Eddie Taveras with those 4 fouls still hanging around. And right there's your story, though. Chacho Rodriguez, 6 points, 3 assists in 10 minutes and 20 seconds. And he has kept this team in it here, giving them an opportunity in the 4th quarter, only down 7. Shana Musa leading his team with 20 points, and the best performance of that quarter with 11 points and 3 assists. Having himself a big night, but there's Rudy Fernandez looking at his shoulder, hoping he didn't separate that shoulder, and trying to maybe snap it back in if he can. The ladies behind it don't want to see it. They don't want nothing to do with it. There's a doctor from Real Madrid trying to put that thing back into place. See if Rudy can check back into this game, but that's the story right there. Chacho one more time. Chacho now brings it back to 5 points on the first possession of the 4th. Rodriguez single-handedly bringing his team back in. He got a foul on Ndaye from the other side against, and that'll be Ndaye's 5th right there, so that'll send him to the bench. Taveras may have to be called out a little bit sooner than Chus Mateo wanted, but being down 5, you got a little momentum. He's gonna pull him out anyways. Taveras checks back into the game. Lesort on the bench with his 4. Zach Leday into the game. I said 0 for 5 from 2. Let's see what he can do, as his team's gonna need some offensive production from him. Huey all over punter, trying to help his team defensively. Smailagic to the basket. Leday one more time. He's got to get it up, gets it up just in time. That's an air ball. Here comes Real Madrid one more time. Chacho steps back. He's got Taveras down low. Instead, he goes to Musa in the corner. Musa to the hoop. Musa up and under to Taveras. Who's going to kick up that ball? The big hands and Taveras get on it, but Smailagic is going to be called for the foul. Oh, man. You knew this wasn't going to end with a big victory by Partizan here. You knew it was going to come down to the wire. And you see everybody go for that rock, but it's Smailagic. Once Taveras gets his big mitts on it, getting called for the foul. That's going to be his 4th. So you got the 2 big men with 4 for Partizan. You got the guy that you want the ball in his hands as Exum gets shooken down by Chacho. And that's his 2nd foul. So fouls are so important right now. That's 2 quick ones for Partizan in the 1st minute, as Madar is going to check back into this contest. Exum picks up his 4th right there, so he's got to go to the bench. His offensive production so key to Partizan. He'll be without him for a while. Taveras can't handle the errant pass from Musa, and that's a big turnover for Real Madrid. See if Partizan can capitalize on it here. Nunnally up top, being forced to his left, goes to the right anyways. Smailagic hasn't hit one yet, now to the basket. Oh! Alan Smailagic goes up and over, penetrating to the hoop and throwing it down. Comes Chacho one more time. Now down 7. Chacho shaking and baking up top, gets to the foul line, kicks it out to the corner. Musa to the hoop, and he gets it blocked by the backboard. Not touched the rim yet, but that's going to be the 3rd foul, and Smailagic is out of the game. That's number 5 after the big dunk by the young 22-year-old. He's going to go take a seat. It's going to be Matthias Lesort. As you see the block first by Smailagic, and then he trips up Chacho, but more importantly, that's number 5 after that dunk. So he goes to the bench. Partizan on 3 fouls here early in this game, and this becomes a foul shooting game. I got red all over my screen. You got Lasora with 4, Tavares with 4, Smilagic out, and Daye out. Exum with 4. And Madrid looking for anything they can. It's Chacho one more time. Sergio Rodriguez and Shelko Obradovic cannot believe that Rodriguez is bringing his team back into this game, down 4, 78-74. Madar shakes it down, and there's a foul in the corner on the day. And if that's on Musa, that's going to be number 4 also. That's going to put him in the red, I believe. Let's see what they call this foul on. Is it Arzonia or Musa? That's going to be on Musa. So Musa, with his 20 points, is in danger of going to the bench with one more foul. Punter's been quiet here for a while. Punter gets up in the air. This time he's got 4 on the clock. He's going to have to take it from deep. Punter trying to put a dagger in. Punter! You kidding me? Rattles one home on one of the biggest shots of the night so far. Chacho wants it back. Chacho with an easy layup. As the sea splits open and Chacho takes it to the hoop, and the defense is gone. And Sergio Yui knocks that one out of bounds from behind Punter. And I'm not sure if they're going to go get a coach's challenge right now to see who that possession goes to. It's a 2-possession game. I think this is the time. And get a look at it right there. But if you're going to do it, this is the time to do it. As Punter rattles home on the shot clock buzzer. Another 3 from deep. They're going to coach the challenge this one. And you have to with a 5-point game. It's a huge possession. You're talking about possibly making it a 2-point game or possibly making it an 8-point game, depending on who gets this ball right here. So much time left to go. It almost feels like this game's close to being finished. Oh, yeah, you see Yui getting that touch and going off of Punter's hand. I don't think there's any doubt about that one right there. Now they're just going to figure out how much time is left. But that's going to be Real Madrid ball, down 5. Yeah, they already got the call made. You could hear it. Now they're just looking about the time. Huge defensive play there by Sergio Yui. Punter gets his finger on it last. And Madrid retains possession here with a new 24 and an opportunity to turn this into a 1-possession game. .43 total fouls in this contest, as Chacho just continues to light it up. 13 points, 3 assists. Now it's Arzonia wants one. Arzonia flushes the 3, and it's a 2-point game as Madrid fights their way back from down 16. And is Partizan going to get this ball over the half-court line? Arzonia almost had to pick. You got 1 second to get it over the half-court line, so they can't pass it back. Arzonia knocks down his first 3 of the night. And you see everybody, Rudy Fernandez back in the game. They're gonna have to get this over in the front court. And they do exactly that. Punter wants to take you one-on-one. 10 seconds to go, and there's a foul up top. Make that the 3rd team foul. So both teams even on that account. We talked about the inexperience of Partizan and the fact that guys like Yui, Fernandez, and Rodriguez, who are in the game right now, have been there before, and they've done this so many times, where guys from Partizan are trying to get there. Yui all over Punter. Punter clearing him out one more time. Punter wants it up over Yui. No foul called on that one. Might have been some contact. Tavares yanks down a rebound. Here's Madrid with a chance to take the lead. First time since early in this first quarter. Chacho steps back. Chacho rims it out. Rudy Fernandez with the loose ball rebound. 50-50 balls. So important. Another possession for Real Madrid. Chacho one more time to the hoop. Left hand. And we are all knotted up at 81 here at the Weissig Center. Still 6:16 to go in this amazing fourth quarter. And the body language of Partizan's bench, coaches, and players can't believe that it's Chacho Rodriguez with 14 minutes and 15 points that's leading his team back into this game. He did it in game 3. He did it in game 4. And right now he's in the process of doing it in game 5 and taking his team to another Final Four. All tied up at 81 and that 12-5 run by Madrid to start this first 3 minutes and 44 seconds of this fourth quarter. So Sergio Rodriguez with 0 points in the first quarter, 3 points in the second, 3 in the third, and give him 9 here so far in this fourth quarter. Single-handedly bringing his team back into this game and knotting things up. Still with so much time to go. Lesort off the punter. Partizan got in a little slowdown game when they had a big lead, and they haven't been able to do anything since. Offensively, they've been stagnant. Madar off the Lesort. That's a wide open look as Madar makes the nice dish, fakes the look at the basket, draws big man Tavares away. And now Madrid with another chance to take the lead here. Tavares all by himself with Madar down low, and that's going to be a foul call on the backside, I believe, by Madar. The day looking for the travel. Who's going to be able to stop Sergio Rodriguez? That's the question. You thought it was going to be Tavares. We talked about guys that have stepped up at the right time. It was Goss in game 3, Ang in game 4, and now it's Chacho. Is he going to do it one more time in game 5? And he does. Sergio Rodriguez making 11 points here in the fourth quarter. And there's the foul right there. That'll be the team's fourth, so both teams now in the bonus. And it'll all be about foul shots right now as Madar is going to check back into the game. He comes in for Nunnally. How does Chacho get this thing up over 3 players? You saw the expression in Nunnally's face as he ties it up. Punter now. This time they don't want to give up the easy look to Lesort. Madar back to Lesort, and they wanted to get that foul on Tavares, but he does a good job of keeping his ground. Madrid, this place is going to explode. If they get the lead, it's Yui from deep. Yui knocks down to 3, and Madrid up 86-83 here in the Wiesing Center. Punter scrapping on the ground for the ball. It's going to be a jump ball. That could be a possible turnover right there for Kevin Punter. He dribbled into 3 defenders. The question is he jumping against Tavares or is he jumping against Erzonia? And the fans are going nuts here in Madrid. 17-7 run here in the fourth quarter. Erzonia 1-1 earlier. Remember the diving Rudy Fernandez out of bounds to lead to the three-pointer. And he's going to win that tap also. Look at this. Fernandez to Yui. Yui with the left-handed layup and a 5-0 run. I talked about the veterans, and they just know what's going on. They're reading each other's minds. As soon as Fernandez got that rock, Sergio Yui took off. And now what does Partizan do to come back? You got to get Punter back in the game. Punter from deep. Kevin Punter makes it a 2-point game. There's still 4 minutes and 10 seconds to go. Rodriguez, is he going to get tired sooner or later? Erzonia with a fadeaway 3. Oh! Mario Erzonia, 0 for 5 at one point. Comes back with a 3 of his own. Madar had Papa Petru wide open in the corner, but gets the foul called. I'm gonna take a little break here as we watch Punter stick the 3, and I'm sure we're gonna see Erzonia's in a minute. That was off the backboard. Kevin Punter, Sergio, you enjoying a moment. Can't believe it, but look at that shot by Erzonia. He makes it look so easy when he goes from deep like that. Now Madar with some huge free throws with his team down 5. And that's a huge miss. And the fans are going nuts. Hoping for another miss here from Madar. Madrid has just been on fire here in this third and fourth quarter. 52 points so far from Madrid, with still 3:46 to go in this third quarter. Now Exum's going to check back in again with those 4 fouls, but they need him offensively. As Madar missing 1 keeps it at a 4-point game. I see Zana Musa warming up in the back corner of the Madrid bench. See if he'll be coming back in, but Yui got the 5 points in a row. Him and Chacho giving his team the lead. Chacho to step back into Tavares, and Punter's gonna make him go to the line. That's gonna be 2 shots for Eddie Tavares, as Punter couldn't do much there, but try to get the ball down on the ground. And again, will Madrid relentlessly not give it up. Don't want to be that first team to lose a game 5 on their home court, while Tavares misses a big one right there to keep it a 4-point game, while Madrid is trying to become the first team to come back from an 0-2 deficit and win 3 in a row. Five-point game once again. Now it's Exum to the hoop. Gets shut down by Tavares right there, as he had taken Chacha to the hoop. Now it's Lede off to Exum. Papa Pedro, we'll see what he wants to do with it. Brings it into Tavares. Tavares gets his hands on it. The Tavares factor is in. They can't get the 5th foul on him, and he's causing havoc inside the paint. And now Madrid trying to get one of their biggest leads of the night here. Chacho takes it out. You got Tavares down low with Punter one more time. You got to get into him quick. Tavares got to go to the basket. And that gets thrown right there. Punter was trying to pick up that 5th foul by getting the offensive foul. You got 3.2 to go on the clock. Sergio Rodriguez just walks by Rudy Fernandez and they talk it out. So these two know what's going on. They know what they want. Fernandez, watch for Rudy Fernandez, watch for Chacho with 3 seconds to go. Oh my goodness! Sergio Yu with the Mandarina that might win this game. Madrid up 8, 95-87. Punter needs to do something. He wants the 3. Punter, short. Foul down low. Who's it on? It's going to be Partizan going to the line as Chacho gets called for the foul. Boy, bodies flying all over the place. Look at you. You knew it was Chacho told Fernandez to set a pick for you. Yui comes off the pick and drops the 3. They've done this over and over again. I told you right in front of me, they spoke to each other. He said, go get Sergio. And Lasort, another miss. And you see Gerson Yabusele, Gabriel Deck on their feet, feeling the fact that they are going to the Final Four. Yabusele will not take part in it, and neither will Gabriel Deck, but they're just happy that their team is getting there. Musa looks like he's hurt over there trying to warm up to come back into the game. But right now, a 7-point lead, 2:22 to go. Madrid could end this with a big possession here. You're kidding me. You're kidding me. Sergio Rodriguez does it one more time. Bringing back time. Chacho with 13 points in the entire series. Scores 19 here tonight. 13 of them coming here in this 4th quarter with another layup, kissing it high off the glass. And this game is all but over with 2:10 to go. Real Madrid with a 9-point lead. And there's so many moments here. 7 days at a tough time choosing this magic moment. But it was Smailagic going to the basket on the fake, going by Tavares, cocking it back and throwing it down. Unfortunately for the young man, he went out on the next play with his 5th foul. And it's been nothing but downhill from that point on for Partizan. But there's your Turkish Airlines 7-day play of the game by Alan Smailagic. And there you see your chart right there. It's taken since the middle of the 1st quarter for Madrid to take the lead. And when they did, they've taken it big. As Madrid was down by 17 at one point. And it's Chacho Rodriguez absolutely taking over for his team. I told you before this game started, this is going to be all about Chacho Rodriguez coming out and doing what he did in games 3 and games 4. We talked about it. Game 1, only 5 minutes, 0 points, 0 for 3 from the field, had 2 assists in that game. Game 2, 11 minutes, 1 for 4 from the field, 5 assists in that contest. Game 3, 18.5 minutes, only 3 points, but had 4 assists. But changed the dynamic of that game in game 3. In game 4, 18 minutes, 21 seconds, 8 points in the field, 7 assists and a couple rebounds. And do we really need to go over tonight as Exum misses another free throw? 19 points, 6 assists for the young man, Sergio Rodriguez, as Madrid will not be the first team to lose a game 5 on their home floor in the EuroLeague. They're going to have to wait one more season for that to happen. With 2:03 to go, I hate to say it's over, but it's not looking good as Madrid knows how to play with the lead. They're going to take as much time off this clock as they can, unless Chacho can get himself to the basket one more time for an easy layup. But Up top to Tavares. Tavares tries to tap dunk it. Can't get it to go down. Steps on the line. And that's going to be Partizan ball. Let's see if they can get this down to a 2-possession game. They get a 3-pointer here. You're down to 5 points. And that changes things quickly. Exum. Gonna want to bring it up quickly. You don't have much time to play offensively. Madrid's obviously gonna protect that 3-point line. Exum goes up for 2 instead off the glass. Now you got a 2-possession game, but it's 6 points. Big defensive possession here for Partizan. Can they stop Madrid from getting an easy look, get a rebound and get out on the break and put some pressure on Madrid in the next possession? Yui wants it one more time. He's feeling it off the Chacho. Chacho, he's short. Rudy Fernandez with another loose ball rebound. And I mean, that is huge. That's 2 big ones by Rudy Fernandez. Remember the runner from inside. Chacho wants it one more time. Chacho's long, and Rudy Fernandez does it one more time, but Hezonja. Fernandez can't believe Hezonja dove in for the ball, but you gotta get, I mean, Hezonja does what he has to do. Rudy thought he had it. Watch Rudy come out of nowhere. One more time from behind. Gets it. Zelko Brodovich trying to get himself a quick timeout. This is such a huge possession here. If you get a 3-pointer, you got a 3-point game. Partizan will still have time to defend. Depends on how quick they can get this basket. You gotta go for a 3-pointer if you're Partizan. Try to get it away from punter's hands, bring him back to the ball, and give yourself enough time to get a stop, as we got an official review on the out of bounds. Of course, this is an official review because we're within 2 minutes here. 56.4 seconds to go. Hezonja's on the floor right there with the ball in his hand. Right from that angle, it looked like his shoulder was off the ground. You gotta find the right camera. Remember, they called that out of bounds. There he's got the ball in his hand. He releases it, but you really don't get a good look here. Hezonja still with the ball in his hand right there. Let's see what they made, what call they made. Yeah, it's Partizan's ball. That's huge, because that still gives Partizan life right now. A 3 here makes this a 1-possession game, and if they get it within enough time, they can just D up and try to get that last shot. And we all know what Kevin Punter did in game 1. And why not? It's been that kind of series. Yeah, they want to get it up quick if they can. Punter into the corner as quick as he can. Exum. Leday wants it from 3. They went the opposite way. Zach Leday does it, and they did it within 9 seconds. So there's 47.9 to go. There's so much time remaining in this game. I called it over in 2 minutes. It's the commentator's curse right there, as Leday knocks down a huge 3. You saw Punter sprint down the court. No one expected that ball to go to Zach Leday, and he pulls down to 3. And we have a 3-point game right here with 47.9 seconds to go. Let's go to the timeout and listen to Chus Mateo. What a big call you had on that out-of-bounds call at Arzonia diving for the rock. And Partizan, within 9 seconds, pulled up the 3 and had the fans nervous right now. And now it's a 3-point game. Partizan does not need the foul and send Madrid to the line. They have more than enough time to defend here and get themselves they even have time to get a good stop and get to the basket for a quick 2 and then maybe foul as they try to pressure up at half court. Anga close to being trapped. He is trapped now. Can he get rid of it? Anga out of bounds. Madrid's ball dangerously close to a turnover right there. 15 seconds to go on the shot clock. Are they going to take a look at this? Because there's no foul called now. Did that go off of Anga's back? If it did, oh man, this series is being dragged out as long as possible. You're going to see Nunnally come in with the hand from behind. And did that go off of Anga's elbow? Let's listen in to the referees here. Fans, players, everybody looking up at the scoreboard at the top of the Wiesing Center, trying to see the angle as the referees continue to talk it out. Let's set it up here. If this is Partizan ball, they have more than enough time to go to the basket and get a quick 2. Remember, the call was Real Madrid's ball, so it has to be conclusive evidence that that ball hits Anga's arm. You see Nunnally right there, and that looks like the last touch. Partizan has the ball and more than enough time, as I said, to get themselves to the hoop quick. Watch out for Exum here coming up the court. Lasorte is going to get the inbounds pass probably and get it back to Exum and see if he can take it to the hoop. If you get too quick, you have time to defend and you can even foul. It's send Madrid to the line. There's Lasorte with the rock right there. Exum now gets it. Now he's going to want to take Rudy as quickly as he can. Instead, they're going to take more time off the clock. Punter out to Lasorte. That's not the guy you want outside the 3-point line, but he is, and that's off. And there's a foul from behind. Zach Leday flying in as Arzonia pulls down what might be the biggest rebound of the night. As Partizan looking for the foul in the corner. That was about the same spot that punter ended game 1. And you see Leday coming up over the back. And now that changes everything as Mario Arzonia goes to the line and he can make this a 5-point game. Arzonia 76.4% on the season. Looking to make his 2 biggest free throws of the year right now. And he rattles out the first one. 24 seconds on the game clock. That's it. The nerves are there. If he misses this one, Partizan's got another chance to tie this thing up and send us to another 5 minutes. That one goes straight through. Now you got to get a 3 up quick if you can. If you're Partizan, Exum trying to look for punter. Instead, he goes to Lasort. Not the guy you want with the ball right now. Punter kicked out around Exum. Up. That's not Exum's shot at all. And that'll finish things off here at the Wiesing Center as Anga's going to dribble out the clock, and Real Madrid comes back from 0-2 and takes the 5-game series, winning on their home court, and will go back to the Final Four one more time in the most unimaginable fashion. Down 16 at half. Eddie Tavares with 3 fouls. Madrid scores 59 second-half points, 30 in the third quarter, 29 in the fourth. And they send Partizan away back to Belgrade as the dream season ends for Željko Obradović. And Partizan Mozart bet Belgrade here at the Wiesing Center. Everybody thought it was over at halftime. Everybody but Real Madrid, and Željko Obradović, who had our halftime reporter, told us that he had to beat Real Madrid. There's no way that they had that game won. It's Real Madrid, and they know how to win games like this, and it's the end. It's the experience of Rudy Fernandez, Chacho Rodriguez, and Sergio Llull that Chus Mateo decides to go with to take things over in the second half. And man, Madrid fans just have to love what Chacho Rodriguez did for this team. Sergio Rodriguez, 19.6 rebounds in 19 minutes, had 13 points total coming into this 5th game, and drops 19 points. But it's not only the way he did it, there was 13 of those points in the 4th quarter when they needed him the most. And never has A La Madrid, the song, sounded better than it does right now at the Wiesing Center for Real Madrid fans, as their EuroLeague season here at their home court is finished. But their team will be traveling to Kaunas, Lithuania in just about a week's time. And nobody remembers, as we'll talk about it here coming up, the matchup that they'll have once they get there. I'm sure they're not thinking about it right now. That's something you'll think about as time goes by. You see the brothers there, Yabusele walking off the court. Kevin Punter so dejected, doing everything he could to win this game for his team, but just not enough. And a painful 4-point defeat by Partizan, as they were only able to score 39 points in that second half. And of course, I said that if this game was played 80 or below, it was Real Madrid's game, and if it went above, it was going to be Partizan's game, and certainly looked that way throughout the first half and most of the third quarter. But a 29-18 run in the 4th quarter gives Real Madrid a 98-94 lead here, or lead win, I should say, as dejected players from Partizan slowly make their way off the floor. And there you see your game stats right there. 36 rebounds for Real Madrid was such a big part of it. And a 22 for 25 from the line also for Real Madrid. And now we're going to check out our Adidas player of the game here tonight. And why wouldn't it be that guy right there, Sergio Rodriguez? Absolutely unbelievable performance. A guy that's been around for so long. He's done so much. And this is probably one of the games he'll remember most in his career. What an amazing second half, amazing fourth quarter. As you check out that playlist. Chacho getting to the hoop, knocking down threes, giving up assists. He did it all for his team tonight. As we go down and talk to him right now. I just looked that up myself. I knew he was 36, but I wanted to see when he was turning 37, and that'll be on June 12th. Just about a month from now, as we now will talk to Chus Mateo. Has to be one of the happiest coaches on the continent right now. He brings his team back to the Final Four, his first trip as head coach. There you look at your shot zone, but it's 19 points from Chacho Rodriguez. Rudy Fernandez played 20 minutes tonight, only took one shot, but did so many little intangibles to help win this game. I'll talk about that in a minute. We're going to go down and talk to Jana Musa, who looked a little shook up there at the end of the game and didn't get back in with 4 fouls. Let's talk to Jana Musa right now and see what he has to say. Great interview right there by Jana Musa, talking about how much this has meant to him, being a Real Madrid uniform and seeing the fight of this team and the character. He knows what it's all about now. He's been a big part of it. And now we'll have to talk to Željko Obradović, who has set every record around, and it's not one of his best ones right here of losing an 0-2 advantage. Tough inning there for Željko Obradović as he set so many records. This is his second loss in a 5-game playoff, or I should say in a playoff. Lost to Baskonia back in 2006. He was 10-1 coming into this one, and of course, no team has ever lost an 0-2 lead. And that's exactly what happened to him. So all the records he set, that's not going to be one of the ones he looks back upon as we check out tonight's highlights here of an amazing game between Real Madrid and Partizan. And we didn't expect anything less than this. It's been an incredible 34-game season from October till April. It's been an absolutely amazing playoffs. 3 of the 4 series go to 5 games. Olympiacos, AS Monaco, and Real Madrid all defending their home court in the 5th game to get their ticket to the Final Four. It's taken so long, and the Final Four is just a little over a week away. So we're sitting here on a Wednesday night, the 10th of May, 19th, next Thursday, is our first set of games of the Final Four. The semifinals that'll take over Kaunas. Look at those 3 right there. It's Chacho, Sergio Rodriguez, and Sergio Llull, who did nothing this entire series, comes out and scores 8 points, 2 big 3-pointers, and that long pass basket we saw off the jump ball. 5 points scored off of jump balls by Hezonja, one with a save by Rudy Fernandez, and then that one as Chacho found Sergio Llull streaking down for a wide open look at the layup. Absolutely amazing, the 3 of them. As I said, Rudy Fernandez, 0 points in the night, but remember how many loose ball rebounds. He had 2 offensive rebounds, 3 defensive, 5 total. And he does so many intangibles to help his team win. And I still ended up with 0 points. Llull with 8 points in 19 minutes. Again, I said that he only played 8 minutes a game in this series, so Juice Mateo decided, I'm going with my vets. That's the only way I'm going to go down. I'm going to go with my 3 old guys, and he did exactly that, and they came through for him. Rudy Fernandez, Sergio Llull, and of course, Chacho Rodriguez as we look at the Final Four playoff table that's finally over. It's been an amazing round as Olympiacos went to the 5th game and won at home last night against a very difficult Fenerbahce Beko basketball team, trying to be the first 8th team to beat the first, and now 97-86 score that end of win the series for AS Monaco 3-2 over Maccabi Tel Aviv. So it'll be the Roca going to Kaunas. Madrid with a huge comeback, a 98-94 victory, and a 3-2 series lead over the series lead, finishing the series 3-2 and getting themselves to Kaunas. And I will see you in another week in Kaunas. Welcome to the Final Four, baby.